So, we've got a few things to go over today with the hot fixes. September 23. It's actually the 24th today. So I'm just literally going to go over everything that happened with the hot fixes for the War Within. I'm not going to touch Cataclysm, Season of Discovery, anything like that. Just literally the War Within. Swift has replaced the by Bobbin for completing the achievement Itsy Bitsy Spider. Was that a mount or was that a pet? I feel like that was a pet. I don't know. I'm not sure, but all I know is that that's a quest that you have to do in Ashka Head. So, uh, Death Knight Frost, an issue causing Froststrike not to benefit from Razor Eyes when Shattered Blade consumes has been resolved. Wow, that probably, dude. There's so many like little things like that in the game. At times you never even think about, but like, bro, sometimes like when you're playing a class, you're like, man, this shit just kind of like sucks, and then you're like, oh, it's a whole my main ability spender not proccing properly because of shit that the game's going through. That's crazy, man. Well, I'm glad they got that fixed. Unholy. Raised Abomination will now correctly take reduced damage from area of effect damage. I don't even know how you calculate anything like that to know that that's an issue, but that's pretty cool that they fixed that. Mage, Spellslinger, Splinter Storm will now find a valid target within range to fire at if your current target is not valid. On Fury. Spellfire Spheres will now generate every 8 seconds while out of combat. Spellfire Sphere out of combat generation cap increased to 5 if Rondermancy is talented. I've never heard of Rondermancy, but that sounds awesome. Mastery of Harmony for Monk. Overwhelming Force now correctly grants vitality and now is triggered by teachings of Monastery. An issue that causes Cheevers to stop healing after healing more than 20 targets. Damn. Common enhancement with Realm restarts. With 2 stacks of Tempest available, Primordial Wave will now cause you to cast additional lightning bolts as intended instead of casting additional Tempest. Holy crap, additional Tempests were happening? What? It's insane. Because the Tempest like procs for like 1,000,000 plus, so. Delves. Unbreakable Iron Idol no longer activates from players' pets. Nightfall Sanctum fixed an issue where the cult leaders would stay in combat with Great Chiron, preventing players from releasing if they died. Okay. With a small amount of ice crystals from the boss fight to provide a little more room for the maneuver and underkeep. Just locations of ice crystals to provide more space within the boss fighting area. I don't remember which one the underkeep is, but some of those boss fights are super annoying to go through. Not gonna lie, they do have super small places to fight, which is not cool. So Dungeons and Raids, Mythic Plus address an issue where Xal'atath's bargain affixes can target players in unintended situations. Missive turns Scythe. Fix an issue with Dungeon Shortcut required Dragon Isle Herbalism instead of Castle Agar Herbalism. Fusion Paralysis address an issue where the heavy ordnance triggered by ads can cause them to cast Iron Hook on Mythic difficulty. What? Dread Captain Lockdown. Address an issue where Dread Captain Lockdown cannot be snared by some class spells. Address an issue where players can get stuck in combat if party is defeated during intermission. All these like Mythic Plus issues. I mean, Mythic Plus did kind of like come out recently, so that makes a little bit of sense, low key. But address an issue where Rashanan could parry. Damn, Rashanan. That man ain't taking anybody's shit. Not gonna lie. The Chronic Break faced an issue where Xandria to animate was causing Xandria to animate incorrectly while throwing her Spear of Courage at Marth. In the Stone Vault, Garmarak boss was affected by Cosmic Ascension. Now, no longer cast the 3rd Crystalline Smash in cycle. Okay, so we've got a few things with Nerub-AR Palace real quick, and I think we're almost done. Run will now properly reset if players attempt to drag him across the bridge. Oh yeah, Sikron. Yeah, I remember that. He literally freaking actually would not reset. Wow. What? Dude, no way. What? Brood Twister Overnex. They nerfed the fight. Damn, and Liquid beat it before the nerf. That's insane, dude. Colossal Spider health reduced by 25% on Mythic. Blood Parasite reduced by 21% on Mythic. That is insane, dude. Heal Absorb effect on Unstable Infusion reduced by 12.5%. Bro, that's that like super terrible like AoE health reduction thing, the Absorb thing. That's crazy. And that's just like a flat reduction. They don't even like reduce that on it. That does not say Mythic at all. So they just made that fight incredibly like, well, maybe not easier. I'm not gonna cap on Mythic, obviously, but like they definitely made it a lot better on Mythic. So that's crazy that Liquid and a few other teams have beat that before then. Like for real, that's impressive. It's an issue with piercing strike debuff, not increasing piercing strike's damage. Piercing strike debuff now persists through death. It's an issue for Queen Ansurek that would cause Queen Ansurek to continue paralyzing waves through phase 2. An issue where the visual of Chamber's Expeller's explosion may sometimes be incorrectly aligned with the actual damage zone, and also sometimes move slightly during the cast. And then Death Knight's anti-magic shell could sometimes prevent players from traveling through an abyssal conduit. Well, everything else is PvP related or an event related, which is not too big of a deal for me. I don't really care too much about like PvP. I mean, that's it, man. Those are the hot fixes. Let me know what you guys think, man. Because yeah, I'm really actually astounded by like that Mythic nerf. That's really crazy. I'm just more impressed with Liquid now. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot of quality of life changes that were kind of an issue that we didn't even know about for like a lot of classes. So, well, that's interesting.